Record.
All right. Share.
Hey, so like I said, welcome to our Friday night live. I am going to, well, normally I let Patty do this, but our next one,
Sorry, I don't know. Okay, I was seeing something weird on top of the screen. It's good now.
okay, go ahead and the next class.
Oh, you want to say that now? Okay, so with, it's gonna give away what we're gonna do here.
No.
All right, so with the January challenge, we're gonna do another class Zoom call on January 13th. It'll be a week early than what we usually do. So we can kind of get caught up with people, see where everybody's at. We also are going to have a Facebook page, which there'll be a link, QR code at the end of the slide presentation that you can join us on there too. So lots of ways to get support and keep you all going and being healthy for the new year.
QR code for this. We prefer, right? Facebook.
They want to, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I think the Facebook page will be good to, you can ask questions. It's a no judgment page. If, share your struggles, your successes, you root other people on, answer questions, because we're all in this together. And we just want everybody to be successful with it.
And this is not about quote unquote weight loss. It's about healing and health. Healing and health. So whether you're at your right weight is fine. If you need to lose some weight, that's fine. The body will change, and we're going to kind of slide into this. So as we move in, we call it the January Wellness Challenge. Okay, it's not a competition, it's a challenge. So what can we do to improve our health in 2023? Okay, the first thing that I want to stress, and you hear this, some of these things all the time. Number one, still, we need to clean our body out. We need to detoxify at least once every 3 months. Personally, I do it like once every 6 weeks, ever since COVID, because I want to do everything I possibly can to protect myself from any of the viruses, etc. But I just know that detoxing keeps my body healthy and gives me the best opportunity. So we have 2 different detoxes for those of you who don't know. The one is the classic, which we call the classic, and that's the one with the 3 bottles. You have the bottle of cleanse, the detox, and the fiber. And you do your 2 days pre-cleanse, 3 days of liquid, and then 2 days of post-cleanse. And then we have what we call the total body cleanse, and that is a 7-day detox. Once you're done with the 7 days, everything is gone. The difference is the cleanse, detox, and fiber is in the little packets, which you take a packet in the morning and a packet in the afternoon. And then it has little sleeves of greens. Now, for people that don't like to have texture, or some people don't like things to mix and shake, etc. This is not for you, because you need to do them because the greens take the place of the fiber, and it helps to clean out the intestinal tract and give the intestinal tract the good healthy biomes that the body needs. So I say that because sometimes people just don't. They get it and then they go, I can't drink that because I have a texture issue, etc. I always find that if you use cold water, the colder the water, the better. It for some reason has a sweeter taste. It's sweetened with stevia. And of course, people that are addicted to sugar don't necessarily like stevia because it tastes a little bit different. It's healthy, but we're used to sugar. So we do recommend the detoxification still throughout the year.
So these are the greens, if anyone doesn't know what they are, little packets, powder. John was just talking about.
Mix them with water, shake them up good, just drink them, okay? The next is we have to drink our water. Now, most people get tired of hearing drink your water, but water is the lifeblood of the body. We have to understand that hydration, our body lives on water. It doesn't live on coffee, it doesn't live on tea, it lives on water. Just like the earth lives on water. No water, everything dries up, everything dies, and then becomes a desert. The body is the same way. The ideal way to do it is the only good thing about your weight, knowing your weight, is you know how many ounces of water to drink each day. You want to drink 1/2 of your weight in ounces of water every single day. So for me, I weigh about 200 pounds. I need 100 ounces of water every day. It's best to drink your water earlier in the day and not be drinking later in the day. Because if you wait till later in the day, you're going to be up and down to the bathroom, and that disrupts sleep, which we'll talk about in just a second. But drink your water early. There's studies have been done. The best way to wake up in the morning is to drink a good big glass of water, room temperature, because that helps stimulate the heart and gets the blood moving. Studies have been said if you drink water when you first get up, that's room temperature, you reduce your risk of heart attacks and strokes immensely. So just a thought, easy to do, but have the water handy so that you drink it. Most people will wake up and what do they want? Cup of coffee. Cup of coffee dehydrates. So you're doing just the opposite of what your body really needs. Next. Okay, move your body. Move your body every day. Now, most times people say, you know what, I don't need to exercise because I'm moving all the time. And there's a huge difference between movement and exercise, okay? Movement is the sort of thing like being a waitress or, loading a truck. Those are things that we do, and there's no specific speed, intensity, etc. Okay? Exercise is different. Exercise is something that we do at a high intensity. Now, and I'm not saying you have to go to the gym and you have to, work that hard. What I'm saying is what you have to do is your intensity and everybody's intensity is different, okay? For someone that's in really good shape, what happens is they may need to get out and they need to go running and get the heart rate up. For someone that's a little bit older and not quite as good at health, they need to briskly walk, but that is still high intensity to your body. And as you get healthier, as your body changes, then that intensity can increase. But the main thing is we don't want people to say, okay, I have to exercise and overdo it. All right, you have to think about where you're at. And if people have questions, I know most of you and I know most of where you're at with your body. I can kind of give you some ideas. Sometimes people go to a gym and they will hire a trainer and the trainer will overdo it. The trainer has one goal in mind, get you in shape. But sometimes we're not ready for that. Okay, we're not ready. Our body's not ready to do that. There is such a thing as over-exercise. Okay, I don't think any of us are really in that category. I know I'm not. Are you?
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay, so you can overdo it. And when you do exercise, you need to give your body time to recover. In other words, it's not a 7-day a week, every single day without fail, etc. You should exercise, at least get movement, exercise in addition to your regular movement, at least 5 days a week. And then the other 2 days, you can rest the body. And that is how we build muscle, build up endurance, and can burn body fat because it increases your basal metabolic rate, and therefore the body will burn body fat, okay? So Patty got these couple of YouTube workouts. So if you want to take some pictures of it or just so you know where you might want to look, some of them are beginners. Some are a little bit more intense, but you can do it right at home. Just go on YouTube, look up something that looks good for you, and you'll be surprised at how quickly your body will respond to exercise or lifting a little bit. And the other thing is you want variety in exercise, not always cardio, but you want to get cardio. Okay, I was talking to a gentleman the other day, all he does is weight lift. And when we did the Zytoscan, it showed he needs exercise, but he needs the cardiovascular system. Okay, so you want variety. Okay, you want to take your supplements every day. And one of my videos, I talked about taking the supplements. And, you know, a lot of times I have people, I won't call any names, but there's some people on here that we've talked about. I asked them, what do you have for supplements? Oh, I got lots of it. Why aren't you taking them? Well, I don't know. Well, the thing is, those are the nutrients that the body needs in order to be able to run, to be able to do what you want it to do. So a lot of times people kind of fall back into the conventional medicine syndrome. And that is, as long as I feel good, I don't need it. Well, that'd be like saying, as long as your car runs well, you don't need to put gas in it, or you don't need an oil change, or you don't need a tune-up. We do all those things to keep it running so that we don't have a problem. Our body is no different. We feed our body the right nutrition so that we don't have those problems. And it gives us the best opportunity not to become sick. And if you think about it, and something I've used with a lot of you, is that the supplements are the tools in your toolbox. You have them, use them. That's what they're there for. That's what you paid for, okay? So remember, when we do a Zytoscan, for those of you in the area, your body is telling us what it needs. If you get the stuff it tells you need and you don't take it, it's kind of counterproductive in a lot of areas, okay? So I just need to stress and take it the way it's supposed to be taken. If it's 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, or late in the day, or 2 at bedtime, or whatever, do it that way because that's the way it works. I question everybody, how many times do you forget to eat? Because people always tell me I forget. How often do you forget to eat? How often do you forget to take a shower? How often? We do it because we set time aside and we know we have to. So it has to become important to you. You have to become important enough to yourself in order to do the things that you need to do to make sure you have the best opportunity to stay healthy and not end up with these cruel diseases that we all hear about and that we want to avoid. And then we need to eat nutrient-dense foods every day, okay? Why? Because our body heals because of proper nutrients. It becomes sick because of lack of proper nutrients or empty calories. So we need to eat the right foods. Okay? So our health starts with our diet. And most of you have heard me say you cannot out-supplement a bad diet. You cannot. We have to understand what we put in our body is what makes us well or makes us sick. So we put this up here, diet. It is food and drink regularly provided or consumed. And the primary word is consumed. This is what we do. This is what we put in our body. If people think about how we eat, oftentimes we become stressed, so we eat bad. We become stressed, upset, and we don't take our supplements. We drink more coffee or sodas or alcohol instead of drinking water. And then a few days, a week, 2 weeks later, we say, I am so exhausted. I'm not sleeping. I've got headaches, on and on and on. And the next thing we know, we're at the doctor's office and we're being given medication to try to change these issues that have occurred. But it's not because of stress in as much as it's because how we deal with it. and how we eat and drink, that type of thing, because of the way we feel. So what we're going to talk about is our our January challenge. It is Friday.
It's a whole month. It's not just one day.
Yes, it's our, well, actually, it's not even a whole month. So if you think about it, but when we get to that, okay? So
Sure.
what are we going to do and how is it going to work? Okay? And before I do this, I am going to tell you that if you follow what we're going to tell you, your body will change. Things that you did not think would change will change. The shape of your body will change. And I'm not going to sit here and say that you're going to lose, 20, 30 pounds. I'm not going to go there. You will lose some weight if you need to lose weight. Some people can gain weight if they need to gain weight. All right. But the great thing about this is we're going to show you the foods that we want you to eat every day. And we don't care how much you eat. Okay. You just eat from the food list. But the real key is you have to get rid of the other foods for a period of time. You can't do it for a day or two. Somebody I saw over the weekend said, can I pick the days I want to do it? Okay. And no. All right. It's consecutive days, constantly feeding the body the proper foods. So it'd be like if you broke your arm and they said, put your arm in a cast for 6 weeks. Okay, well, 1 day a week for X number, to make up those number of days, that wouldn't work. Okay, so it has to be consecutive in order for the body to heal. And you're going to eat and you're not going to be hungry all the time, and you are going to feel satisfied. As I've been doing this, and I'm going to, as we get into it a little bit, I'm going to tell you some of the things that I've been eating, and I'm going to ask Patty to do the same thing. I'm not hungry. The amazing thing is that for me, I would get off from work and I would get home and I would just want to eat and eat. And now I get home and I'm just not really that hungry. So we're going to share it with you. And that's another question.
No, somebody joined and didn't mute.
Okay.
Whoops, okay.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I got my producer here.
Here we go.
Okay, here's what you need. All right.
Ready?
Yes. Number one. And these are the list of foods, and you're gonna get all this together, but we want to talk about it. Wild caught salmon. Now, this is really the only fish that you're going to be eating. Wild caught salmon. And you don't have to eat it every day. This is the thing. But during the 17 days, these are the foods you can eat. Every day, virtually every meal, you want some protein. Okay? So let's start with wild caught salmon. Why? Great nutrient for the brain and for the body. It's got your essential fatty acids, etc., amongst other things. Right? Spinach. Now, this program is not about just eating salads all the time, just certain vegetables. Spinach is very high in iron, very high in protein. And what I do with the spinach, I saute it. I prefer to saute it, and I will get in a little bit more of that. Get kale. Now, personally, I just finished a batch of kale I had bought. I don't care for kale raw. I like to saute it as well. And almost everything I've been doing is sauteing it and mixing it together. And it's very tasty. And while we're on that subject of being tasty, you can use your
Fresh herbs and spices.
fresh herbs and spices, okay? So make it tasty. That's a whole key to this. Avocados. If you don't like avocados, you can mix them with other things. And some of these foods, people are going to say, I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay. One thing that has been through studies, and I'm going to use myself as an example. The people that know me very well know that I don't care for cottage cheese. I don't care, and cottage cheese is not on this one, good, I'm glad. But yogurt, I would never eat yogurt. And the studies show that when we try something and we don't like it, if you do it up to 10 to 20 times, your brain will change. I can now eat yogurt, no problem. And I've been doing this now, how long we've been kind of doing it? 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. Okay, on and off. And now I can eat yogurt, and it's okay. And it amazes me that for all these years, what am I now, 39, 40, that I haven't liked yogurt. But now I can just eat yogurt. I like to put stuff in it. I'll admit, I'm not into straight on yogurt yet, but I can eat it. Before I would gag, and Patty will tell you, I would just see something and I just walk away from it because I couldn't. Okay, but it's mind over matter, and it's a lot of foods that are really good for us. So avocados, mushrooms. Mushrooms are so important for protection from cancer. And there's many, many different types of mushrooms. And what we want people to do is vary the use of them. You know, don't buy the same one all the time. Do different ones. And maybe Patty can explain what are the different types of mushrooms. Can you? Okay.
Well, I'll say mushrooms is something I didn't used to like. I've eaten more mushrooms in the past 3 weeks than I have in all my years of living. So I got used to them. I'll saute them, salt and pepper, garlic, some other creations that we'll talk about when we get a little further on the list. But right now I'm just doing the Bella, baby Bella mushrooms, but I will expand on those.
And you don't buy a lot of them. You're going to find you don't want to let stuff sit around a real long time, okay? When I first started and went shopping, and I think Patty said she was going to be at Stop and Shop, so I went and met her and I bought like 4 packages of mushrooms. And by the time I could get to them, I said, nah, some of these I don't think I want to eat now. But so small amounts, use them regularly, and then get more, okay? Onions. Okay, and they go with everything. Again, I've been using a lot of onions, and I always have liked onions, so that part is really good. And I've always liked mushrooms. The kale and some of the other things that we're going to show I haven't cared for, but I'm liking them and I'm enjoying them. Broccoli. Now you'll notice there's not a lot of vegetables, just certain ones: spinach, kale, and broccoli. So I'm going to tell you what I had for breakfast this morning. I steamed broccoli. I took onions. I had some kale, mushrooms, kale, and I had garlic. And I sauteed them. And I had that with eggs and broccoli. And it was delicious. Now I know there's some people saying, can't eat that for breakfast, but we can eat anything we want to for breakfast, okay? Anything. So don't get caught up in the idea that, you know, I need a breakfast, certain foods for breakfast, certain foods for lunch, certain foods for dinner. I hear people all the time saying, for dinner, I had breakfast, you know, and pancakes and stuff. So what's the difference, okay? Let's get healthy and eat the right things and enjoy them. Sprouts, okay? A lot of sprouts, tremendous amount. And you'll notice a lot of this stuff is right from the earth. It's really comes from the earth, inside the earth, because that's where nutrients come from. Fermented cabbage, sauerkraut, and kimchi. Now, the asterisk on it is this: if you are currently in a Candida program, anything that is starred you cannot have. So if you can eat this way while on a Candida program, but there's certain things you cannot have. And this would be one of them. So anything fermented you cannot have if you're on a Candida program. but it does not stop you from having so far everything else that we've shown on the screen. Kiwi. Again, it's a fruit, so Candida cannot have it, but kiwi is considered amongst the very, very top of fruits. They can be a little bit messy, all right, but they're excellent for you. It's a great snack and great source of vitamin C. Berries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, and strawberries primarily, okay? So lately what I do is I take, I've been doing blueberries primarily, but and mixing it with yogurt and blueberries and a little bit of maple syrup and putting that in, mixing it up. That's been my dessert. So I went a long, long time without desserts because of all the sugar and everything. But it's really nice to have something to eat and then have a kind of a dessert, and it's very tasty. And in fact, sometimes when I eat, somebody just said no mushrooms on Candida. That is not correct. You can have mushrooms on Candida. So I take and have the berries and with a dessert. And what I was saying is oftentimes because I eat the way I've been eating, at night I'm not hungry, but I'll go home and I'll just take yogurt and berries and a little bit of maple syrup, put it in a bowl and have a nice bowl of that as my dinner. And then I'm satisfied. Okay, the next. Grass-fed beef, bison, or wild game. Wild game can be anything like
Elk, moose.
elk, moose, venison.
Venison, yeah.
For the people that do that type of thing, but any wild game, and actually bird game too would be fine if it's wild. Okay, so the thing is, as long as it's wild, because that's where the nutrition. Why? Because wild animals eat from the earth. Caged animals eat garbage because we feed them garbage, because we want them to grow them, we want them fast, just like salmon. That's why wild caught versus farm raised. Okay, you never want farm raised. You never want foods that are injected with or has a propensity to be injected with steroids. Steroids are carcinogens. Okay, so we have to be extremely, extremely careful of that. Plain yogurt, no flavored, plain full fat yogurt. All right. And again, there's a lot of people who like yogurt already, so that's a good thing. But you want the full fat. Get away from the idea that you got to have low fat. You want full fat. Okay. I missed some. Oh, grass-fed butter, ghee, or marrow butter. All right. So you want the best butter. Ghee butter is easier to find, I find, than the other. And you want it obviously unprocessed, whatever you get. Grass-fed goes back to like the beef. So again, I want to go back to the beef because a lot of times what we've taught people stay away from beef, but as long as it's grass-fed, it is very, very high in nutrients. You don't want just regular old caged up animals.
Sorry, sugar finger.
I'm sorry, bone broth. Does somebody say something? Okay.
I have a question. What about vegan butter, like avocado butter or?
No, because there's other things in it that you don't want.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Bone broth. Okay. I know Heather's done bone broth before and stuff. Bone broth is extremely healthy for you. All right. So again, it does require a taste, but you don't have to have a lot of it. You just need some of this, and you need to keep on feeding your body and as much variety as you can. Coconut oil. That should be the only oil you cook with. It's unrefined coconut oil. You can get it quite inexpensive. Patty told me she got hers. Where'd you get it?
Oh, Costco. It's In the grocery stores, it's more expensive. Costco, I got the big, I don't know, 3-pound tub, like $16.
Now, I paid, I got from a grocery store and I got the, what did I tell you the size? I can't remember now, but it was more expensive. So if you can get to Costco's or some of those are the kind of things you can find, but you want it to be unrefined. That's very important. They'll side by side, they'll have refined and unrefined. You want the unrefined. And that's the same coconut oil we tell people to do oil pulling with to get rid of inflammation in teeth and that type of thing. So cook with coconut oil and it brings out the flavor in food. All right. So coconut oil. Organic pasteurized eggs. You want pasteurized organic. Okay. Now for you folks that live in our area and you come in, if you've been watching the news, the price of eggs has skyrocketed. However, I get farm-raised eggs, $5 a dozen. Okay, and he's told me he has no plans on raising his price. So you come in, and if you want the eggs, let us know so I can make sure I get them because he brings them to me with the day I call, and he cleans them and everything. Picks them and everything, cleans them right there that day virtually.
And uses no chemicals to
Right.
clean them.
Exactly. And the thing is for eggs, when we first started doing eggs and selling them for people, people would call me and say, I think there's something wrong with these eggs. And I'd go, why? And they'd say, well, because the yolk is orange. A true egg, good egg that hasn't been sitting around a long time, the yolk will be orange. The eggs you buy in the stores, even the ones that says organic, a lot of times are yellow. And that's because they've been hatched a long time and they've been sitting in coolers and freezers or not freezers, but coolers for a long time. Okay. So when you get them, it's good to see, it looks like the moon, a good egg that is, hasn't been sitting around. And we're getting some chats and that's good. Okay. Pasture raised egg. Yes. Yes. Pasture raised, farm raised. Yes. That's a good question. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks.
So eggs are very, and now I know I try to answer some of these things that people might be thinking. People say, well, eggs create cholesterol. Not true. Not if you're eating proper diets. Cholesterol comes from fats and a lot of the carbs that we put together, and that's what creates cholesterol. If you have a cholesterol problem, you will find your cholesterol will drop doing this type of diet. I don't like calling it a diet, but eating process. Okay. The meal replacements. So for me, it's high protein. So for people that are out working, not home in the middle of the day, instant meal's my lunch. Okay, along with my supers. And so I do those during the day. So I get the protein, I get the nutrients. But you can have them anytime you want to because they are 100% organic and pure protein. The antioxidants, which I just mentioned, which are, we call them super berries. Some of you use them. The radiance for collagen and the essential greens that Patty showed you the packets. For me, I take the essential greens, the antioxidants, the radiance, and the heart healthy, and I put them all together and I mix them, shake them up and mix them. Dr. Nelson used to call it the sludge. Okay, because it looks like sludge, but it's really good. And then for people that don't really like to drink a lot of straight water, we have the Pure Inventions water infusion drops, which taste like a fruit or different flavors. They come some with coconut, cranberry, elderberry, raspberry, peach, lemon lime. You can get those from us too. Personally, I like the water. That's it. I don't use the infusion drops at all, but it's up to each individual. But you got to get your water in. So if you have trouble drinking water and you need something in it, try lemon or you can do the infusion drops, and you only need a few drops for 8 ounces. They come in little containers of like 60 servings per container. Okay. And then
Oops.
that's on the
That's
choice.
duplicate.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
we'll just.
Heart healthy,
And the
that's-
heart healthy. Okay, I mentioned that earlier. Okay, that's for cardiovascular. All right, those are obviously optional, but there are options that you have available to you. And there should be one more. And that is pure US grade A or B maple syrup. Okay, and again, I do carry it here for those of you that it's much cheaper than the stores. You can have it handy. Just and it doesn't matter how much you use because it does not incite your sugar levels. All right, so it actually balances the sugar for people that are worried about craving. If you're craving sweets, take a spoonful or chug out of the bottle, and it'll cure that problem. So those, my friends, are the foods that you eat during this process. All right. So obviously we take the supplements.
Okay.
Okay, and we're talking about that. All right. So how are we going to do all this? All right. Okay. So these are the foods in the list, and anybody who wants them, we're gonna send the information to you. As you know, that as we go through the process, we have calendars. So Patty has made up a calendar that we can use. And my thought process is this. We're going to go through the holidays. We're not starting on the holidays. We're not going to try to put people through something that they're not going to succeed on. But I have to stress that if you have questions, you need to call. And I want you to take as good a care of yourself as you possibly can between now and the time we start. We already have a start date that we want to shoot for, okay? And as you all know, we're just a phone call away to answer any questions. We want you to reach out to us, and we're always here to support you, no matter what. All right, and I think you all have our number. Okay, so here's the calendar. What we're going to do is we're going to do a detox to start. It's going to be a group detox. You can use either one of the kits you want. Ideally, we suggest if you're in the area, you come in and do a Zyto scan. So it'll tell us which one is better for you. But if you're not, that's okay. The Zyto scan will also tell us what supplements you should be on based on where your body is. So, but if you're not in the area and you can't get in, then we will, we'll work with you regardless. But the first 2 days, January 9th and January 10th is pre-cleanse, okay? You can eat seafood, the vegetables, fruits, unsweetened yogurt, and the instant meals for the 2 days. And then January 11th, 12th, and 13th is the liquid days. And we're only going to do 3 days. Some people like to do more, but we're going to hold it to 3 days so we can make this happen in the month of January. We started on the 9th so that people can get past the holidays, get back from wherever they might be, friends leave, etc. Trying to make it so it works best for everybody as best we can. I know I can't please everybody. There'll be some people saying I can't or whatever, it won't work. That's your decision. What we're trying to do is put out the word so that we can help as many people as want to be helped. And then on the 13th of January, which is the 3rd day of liquid, that's going to be our next Zoom class, so we can talk again about the foods. So the 14th and 15th, we're eating fruits, veggies, unsweetened yogurt. And then starting January 16th, we start on the superfoods. And we are going to eat that way for through the 1st of February. Okay, and that is 17 days. So from the 9th of January to the 1st of February is what we're doing as a wellness program to help people get the best nutrition in their body that is humanly possible.
We have a couple of chats. Man.
Okay, a couple chats. Let's see what they are. Okay, I'm scheduled to a detox the 2nd week of January. Are there foods on that list we can skip eating? Well, okay,
So that is the second week of January
right,
that we're gonna do the detox.
correct. And the question, are there foods on that list we can skip? I'm not gonna sit here and tell you have to eat every one of those foods. It is best if you eat the great majority of them. In fact, studies show that if you can, I mean, ideally, it'd be like, the ideal thing is to get a little bit of each one in your body every day, but I find that's impossible, okay? But you don't want to just get caught up eating just salmon. I wouldn't just get caught up on eating just sprouts and no broccoli, okay? You want the variety because each one of these has certain individual nutrients that's good for your body. But if there is something on the list that you just absolutely say, I cannot put fermented cabbage to my lips or sauerkraut. Well, okay, then you're still better off doing all the rest without that one than you are doing nothing. All right. So I don't know if I answered the question or not, but if you have more questions, put it in the chat or just holler if you want to ask a question. That's okay too. All right. Next. And everybody will get a copy of that calendar that wants it. All right.
And the food list is on the back of the calendar.
Perfect. Okay.
I had a question.
Sure.
I had a question.
Yes.
What is marrow butter?
Marrow butter.
Uh-huh.
Marrow butter is derived from bone marrow.
Bone what?
Bone marrow.
Oh. Bone marrow.
Okay. You probably won't be able to find it except for places like Whole Foods, perhaps. Okay. It's not something that's sold in grocery stores that I can find. But I go with the ghee. So for me, to be honest with you, I'm not going to look for marrow butter. I'm going to use ghee butter.
Is the bone broth a particular flavor or is it just plain?
There is no flavor on good bone broth. It's plain.
It's just beef bone broth.
Yeah.
Beef?
Beef. Mhm.
Is garlic on the list? I didn't see garlic.
Garlic is fine. All your fresh herbs and spices are fine.
Yes. Garlic is one of the
Encouraged.
is encouraged. Yes.
And then the sprouts, is it alfalfa sprouts or bean sprouts?
Any type of sprouts,
Any
broccoli sprouts. What'd you buy? Mung bean sprouts, I've seen.
Sprouts, yeah. Any of the sprouts.
Okay.
One
Can
thing
we
I
use
found-
Bragg's?
No,
Okay.
Bragg's is not on.
No,
Okay. I found in the sprouts, and I never ate much sprouts until I started doing this. Got to chew a lot. It's not something you put in your mouth and just swallow. But I do I saute everything. Okay, so you don't have to eat it all raw. You can, and we're gonna give you some ideas of how to put things together. Should I do that? Should we do that now? With you can have.
can I just go through this?
Huh? Okay, go ahead.
Oh, no. Well, Muriel raised your hand.
Go ahead, Mary.
Yeah, I just had a quick question about the eggs. You said pasteurized, and that's different from pastured, correct?
Yeah, no, that was a typo. Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, so,
It's pastured, pasture raised, pastured.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
okay, and another quick question. I usually buy organic maple syrup. Is the organic necessary?
No, as long as it's US grade air beef.
Okay, good, thank you.
Okay, next time you're in or Heather's in, have her get some for you.
Okay, and someone asked the question if they can use non-dairy yogurt. No. This is all about the protein from the animal, getting all the nutrients. So the non-dairy yogurt is not allowed on this. Okay.
Okay, so you want to track your progress. All right, and what I say about this is you're going to see your body change. So they recommend, just for your knowledge, that you take pictures of yourself. You don't have to share them with anybody. You don't have to send them to us, none of that stuff. It's for you. And the best way to do it, and we're going to show you some ideas, okay? First thing you want to do is wear the same clothes for your before and after photo. All right. So whatever you wear when you take the picture, wear that so you can see the change in your body. You want something that's plain background, so that it's best if there's nothing in the background that alters anything, just the visual, and use the same background for before and after photos. Ideally, you would want to try to take the photos at the same time of the day, before and after. So if you remember that you did it in the morning or the evening, try to do it the same time. And use natural light. You don't need extra lights, all that stuff. Just take a regular picture, okay? And try to use the same angles and stance, because that can obviously make everything look different if you change the stance. And it's best to take photos from the front, side, back, and your face. So try to get as much as you can. So we're giving you some examples of some videos that were taken by people who have done it, okay? Now, obviously you can see this top, the stomach area will change. That's one of the big things. And the love handles on the sides will change. I know the gentleman that's in there, I don't know the young woman that's up there, but I know the gentleman, and as I was looking at those pictures, I can definitely see a change. And that was, what was that? That was like 2 weeks, just a little over 2 weeks worth of eating the way that we're talking about. So you don't have to take the pictures, but if you want to see the change in your body, it's very interesting to do that so you can see it. A lot of times as days go by and we do things, we don't notice. How many of you have lost weight and other people say to you, oh man, you've lost weight when they see you, but you go, did I? Or I didn't realize it, because your body changes. All right. Stay off the scale. Do not weigh yourself. Just watch your body change. And the key part is this, and I want to use me as an example. Since I've been doing this, I sleep better. I always used to tell Patty I would wake up early in the morning. I couldn't go back to sleep. Once in a while, I'll still wake up, but I go right back to sleep. And it's so refreshing not to be laying around. And most of it is the way what we eat and the way we eat. Okay, so it's going to change other things. Part of your body changing is the fact that you're getting enough rest. Part of it is because you're drinking more water. I find myself more thirsty doing this and drinking more water because of the way I'm eating. All right. You will, for those of you who are addicted to sugars, you'll still probably go through a little bit of withdrawal. So if you need Slenderate or something, you got to have it to guide yourself through, but you're not going to be as hungry as you think you are because you're not hitting the carbs. Even when we do a Candida program and we say you can have brown rice pasta, that's still carbs. So we're getting away from all of that. Okay, so put your carbs away, etc. And this is for 17 days. Now I know there's people saying, what happens after that? And that we'll talk about that, okay? And we will definitely talk about that. So this is the superfoods. And then after we're done, we're going to talk about the foods that are, what am I trying to say? Abundance. Those are the foods in just a real, where you go back to having some chicken and different things like that. Okay, but in this, there's no chicken. And then you have the last group of foods is the moderation. And the moderation are the stuff we really shouldn't be putting in our body. What we're trying to do is say, okay, learn to eat this way. And once you go to the moderation or the abundance, you really want at least minimum 50% of the superfoods all the time. And then the other 25 to 30% of the abundance. And then once in a while, your moderation foods, which we'll cover the next time we talk. All right. So there is a plan after this. and I can't stress this enough, trust the process. Okay? Your grocery bill will go down. Both Patty and I talked about it. She said she buys for her family. She said her grocery bill is less. Why? Because you're not buying the chips and you're not buying the little things that you don't pay a lot of attention to and we snack on, they're gone. All right? And you're not as hungry all the time. So you're not getting those kind of things that you normally would have gotten. So don't think I thought at first my grocery bill would go up. It hasn't. It's went down, which is a good thing. No bacon. Okay. So what do you need to do? Recommend you have a Zytoscan, like by January 7th. Plan to start a pre-cleanse on January 9th. Take your before pictures. You want to take them. I would take them before you start the detox if you can, but at the very latest at the end of your detox. And then join our Facebook challenge page.
And you can use that QR code right there.
Yep.
To join the Facebook page. Okay, and if John disagrees, he'll say so, but if you want to come into the office and have us take your before pictures, that's
Absolutely.
fine.
Whatever we can do to help you, guide you, whatever. And like Patty said earlier, it's no judgment at all, okay? What I want to see is people that just feel good. And, I don't like all the commercials I see on TV about, oh, you do this and you pay us all. You know what? Eat at home, take care of yourself, and not have to spend a fortune on stuff that's not going to work. We know that eating right works. We know that when we eat right, we drink our water and get enough rest, et cetera, and then I can regurgitate all this. You're going to feel better, look better, and be better. Question? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
Okay.
If you don't have Facebook, you don't have Facebook. I mean, we'll still support you. I mean, because we're doing the Facebook page just for people to, throw something out there, quick question, share the foods that you're eating. Just, it's a good community, but if you don't have it, you don't have it, and that's fine. A lot of people don't.
And for the record, all the staff, Karen, Liz, have told me they're going to do the program. Patty and I definitely are going to do the program. So we'll be doing it with you day by day, each day. Most of you have my cell number. If you don't have it, get it. You can text, call, anything you want, just like as if you were on a program. I don't care. My job, like I said, my goal is to, by the 1st of February, have people say, why didn't I do this before? Okay. So now I want to open it up for questions. Thoughts, whatever you have. Another chat.
This one?
Yeah, I have to put it.
Yes, the Facebook, you have to, if you click on that QR code, you're asking permission, and then I will let you in. It's only people who have access to this. It's just our clients. It's not public.
Okay. Good questions. Who else has a question about any of it? And
I
your
do.
thoughts. I want your thoughts too.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I know our snack is supposed to be different berries, but would it be okay to have like unsalted raw cashews
No.
every now and then? Okay.
No.
No nuts at all.
No nuts. Okay. No nuts whatsoever. Because several reasons. It's nutrition. Okay. Number one. Number two. So many of us we don't realize it, but so many of us have trouble with the intestinal tract. Nuts are hard on the intestinal tract. Okay. Even as much as you chew them, they still don't digest, and it takes a toll on the intestinal tract. Now, those will be in the abundance foods later. Okay. They will come back. So it's not like, never ever again can you have them. It's a matter of, for now, eating this way to get 100% nutrition in your body.
And Tia, you won't, eating like this, you're not going to want to snack. Really, and if you do snack, like John said, it's yogurt and blueberries with some maple syrup. And I know how you counter likely people love we made Sarah.
Yes.
Well, I
Do
don't,
you have the dark robust?
Sorry, Sandra, right, I'll have to have the dark robust.
I'm not too sure about the yogurt part.
Okay,
Okay,
well, here's the thing, we're the showing how to use yogurt too is another way. How many of you like waffles?
I love them.
I do. They're okay.
Anybody like waffles?
I love them.
You can have waffles on this program, okay? If you have a waffle maker, what you do is you take eggs, you put them in a bowl, you mix them, with a fork, and then you put a dollop or so of yogurt, mix that up, saute your vegetables, put those in together, put them on a waffle liner, shove the waffle liner, and you'll have waffles. It's
Oh, wow.
excellent. It's excellent, okay? You really don't taste the yogurt. That's the thing. You don't taste the yogurt.
I just did this recipe actually, maybe 2 days ago now, where I made a cucumber, tomato, and raw onion salad, but I used plain yogurt and I actually didn't mind it because of the way I made everything together. And I put a couple of fresh herbs in there, parsley and thyme.
Yep.
And it actually tastes okay. So I'm trying to ease my way into liking yogurt.
Okay.
Mixing it with different
Yeah,
things.
you don't have to eat yogurt straight. I can't eat yogurt out of the container. No way. There's not going to happen. But mixing with other things, so you're still getting the nutrition. Okay, so that's the way you want to do it.
and like John said earlier, it's 10 to 20 exposures to food. If it's something that you don't like or you're not used to taking or eating, and just like a baby, yours is still little, but when you start, you start spitting out the baby food that you give them. It takes time for the body to like something and adjust to it.
Okay.
Okay, Muriel, you had your hand up.
I was just wondering, you mentioned an abundance diet. Are you going to do that at another time?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I don't want to confuse. So what my plan is, we're going to have 2 of these Zooms in January. Okay. The 13th, and then my plan is on the 27th. We'll do another one to talk about the abundance because it'll be within a couple of days coming off of this. But if I throw out all of it, then it's too much. Okay. Right now, I just want people to concentrate on these 20 things that you can have.
All right, so lactose-free yogurt, no. We want a full fat, plain. You can do Greek yogurt, it's nice and thick, but we're just focusing on whole foods.
Okay, let me just say something. If you're lactose intolerant and you're eating this way, and that's the only thing you're putting in your body is dairy, you will not have a problem with lactose. Okay, so just try to keep that in mind.
Thank you.
Welcome. Who else?
I'm excited about trying this 17-day
Okay.
diet.
Good.
Okay, we're gonna do it. Okay,
Yeah.
it's actually fun. I find it. I know I use fun in my videos a lot, but I find it so interesting how I have more energy. I'm not hungry. I go home at night. To be honest, I go home at night and I'm a little bit bored because I'm not hungry. And normally I would be eating, okay? And I'd be snacking on this or that, little bits of it, but I just don't have the hunger for it now. So my yogurt and berries, a little bit of maple syrup is like, oh, that's so good. All right. So I'm trying to get my sister to do it, but so far I haven't.
Maureen Pierce does it.
Maureen,
Hi, I was scheduled to start a detox tomorrow, and Karen or whoever I've been talking to did not say anything about this. So I'm thinking about postponing this cleanse.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that's fine. We'll make note of that and plan you start on the 9th of January. And in Karen's defense, it wasn't her. We weren't going to put it all out until tonight so we could just talk about it rather than try to piecemeal and go back and forth and stuff like that. So my thought process was people that have already detoxed for the most part could detox again in January. because after, bad eating perhaps the next couple of weeks, a lot of us will need it again anyway. But yeah, you want to wait.
So
till
you're
then?
saying I should go ahead and do the detox
No,
tomorrow?
I'm saying wait. Go ahead and wait. Did you hear?
Yeah, I heard.
Okay, I'd wait. Now that we're this close. All right.
Okay.
Who else has a question?
You might pass that on to them because I know they'll be calling me.
I made a note. I'll take, take your calls out of the schedule.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question, John?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I've been told, I mean, I haven't had dairy for, I don't know, years, except for some butter. So can you want to comment on that? I mean, when I go to a woman and, I live in New Hampshire and it's a long way from you guys, but I go to a woman for muscle testing occasionally, and she's told me always that I don't test well at all for dairy. I shouldn't have any dairy.
Well, okay, but like I said, if you follow this protocol, you're not going to have a problem. If you choose not to do yogurt, that's your choice. Okay, I'm not going to tell you you absolutely have to, but that's your choice. I would say that if it were me and seeing the people that have used it and done this, they don't have a problem. Okay, a lot of our stomach problems is caused by the other foods we're putting in our body. Okay, it's not just because of and things we're putting things in that are chemicalized, etc., and our body doesn't break it down, which creates unfriendly bacteria in the intestinal tract. It creates a lot of mucus in the system, and that's what happens. And that's why there's so many instances of diverticulitis, diverticulosis, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's, on and on and on. It's not just because of dairy, it's because of everything that we've done.
Okay, well, I think I'd like to talk to you a little bit more about my individual situation and my reaction to dairy. Yeah, okay, thank you.
But you're gonna, okay, and I don't, but you're gonna get the same answer from me. I'm just gonna tell you, you're gonna get the same answer, that it's your choice. You don't have to do the yogurt if you choose not to, but if you can do butter and you eat right, you can do yogurt, plain yogurt, not low fat, not all this stuff in it.
No, when I did yogurt, I didn't even like low fat. I never ever. I always did whole food.
Okay.
Whole. I did always a very good quality.
All right.
All fat yogurt.
Who else has a question?
I'll share something with, there's no questions right now. So 2004, I started Alternative Health as a client, and there was no beef, no red meat eating back then. And I used to love a good steak. And so I went through my program, and now all these years of working here, and even though when we added grass-fed beef to our programs, I just always felt that my body wouldn't be able to digest it. So I've been doing these 17 foods for 2 or 3 weeks now, and I'm eating steak, and I have no problems. It's digesting fine. I'm not having any colon issues. Everything is working good. So your body will change, and just doing these nutritious, nutrient-dense foods makes a big difference.
And the other thing is too, when you first started, your stool habits may change a little bit. It takes your body a little bit of time to adjust because you're not putting in what it's used to, the chips and the sugars or whatever it might be. So that will change. So in the beginning, you might think, I don't know if this is, working for me. That's why I say stay off the scale, trust the process, and just eat nutrient-dense foods and enjoy them. Anybody else?
I noticed, John, that olive oil was not on this list. I use olive oil for everything. Is that a no-no on this?
That's correct.
Oh, really?
I did too, Muriel. Olive oil is my go-to.
For this program,
Yeah.
that's on the abundance, but not for this. It's when you're cooking,
Okay.
It is coconut.
So what do you use for, if you're having a salad, what do you use for dressing? I usually use olive oil and lemon juice.
Okay, well, if you notice the vegetables, if you're gonna have a salad with this, you're gonna eat, you'd have to do kale, broccoli, spinach. What else?
Sprouts.
And onions and sprouts.
Mustard.
So you're not gonna have the carrots and the tomatoes and all that other stuff.
Right,
Cucumbers, okay, none of it, okay? So you're not gonna eat many salads. That's why a lot of stuff is sauteed.
okay, right. Yeah, I do
So-
saute a lot, yeah, okay,
Good. So you want to get away from the dressings.
okay. Thank you.
Heather, I know you have a question. You're your mother's daughter.
No, I did a question in the chat and it got answered.
Okay. Lori and DC,
Excited.
come on, yeah, give me a question.
Well,
okay.
so I do have a
Okay.
question. So I don't eat beef and haven't for some time. So I guess I'll just be doing salmon. Because I,
That's your choice, but you might
Right.
want to try some good beef. You might, like, today, one of our clients does, she does grass-fed beef, and she came in today, I had her bring me a couple bags of it so I could put in my freezer. You might want to try it. You might be surprised. Just like Patty was.
Yeah.
Pat, when we started this, Patty said, I haven't eaten beef since I started working for you. I said, you know what? Based on studies, try it. And she's tried it and no problem.
Yep.
And it doesn't have to be steak. It can be a grass-fed ground beef.
Mm.
Okay? Anything.
okay. All right.
Who else has a question?
Will you
Clayton.
be sharing ideas of how to saute and cook different things?
Sure.
Yes,
Okay.
that's, and the Facebook page will show that, and that's why we're gonna do another Zoom call on the 13th. That'll be the end of our liquid days, so we can talk about, how to prepare things.
Oh,
Just
okay.
like our third day of liquid, we're going to talk about food.
Why not?
Mhm.
And how to cook it, how to eat it. Yes, Maureen? Dee?
Is there any alternative to beef? I mean, my system just, I get nauseated. I just really revolt against it.
Like I told the person that doesn't want the dairy, that's going to be your choice. If you choose not to, then.
What would I put in? What could I put in place? Egg whites?
Salmon.
Only salmon?
That's the only fish, yeah. I mean, that's the only other type of meat that there is.
Okay.
Okay. So now to get good protein, avocados, you like avocados?
Yeah, but I like eggs too.
Eggs,
have
yeah,
more
eggs are good. Make sure they're,
Egg whites.
as Patty put on, they're pasteurized.
I like egg whites.
Okay, but you want the yolk. The yolk has the most
Yeah, I
nutrients.
don't.
Okay, the yolk has the protein.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Who else?
And a couple questions in the chat, avocado oil, no, and vinegar, no vinegar.
Correct.
Can we have guacamole?
You can have avocado and the seasonings. No tomato, is there tomato in guacamole?
No,
No?
you could buy it without it.
Well, you gotta read the ingredients and see what else is in it.
Yeah.
There'll be vinegars, all kinds of stuff.
See vinegars.
Okay.
And you can make your own, you can mash up avocado and put seasonings in it.
That's what I need to know, how to prepare avocado, because I don't like avocados at all. So I know they're so good for you and I'd love to be able to eat them, but I don't know how.
I cut an avocado in half and eat it, scoop it right out of the shell and eat it for lunch.
I love that you don't like yogurt, but you can do that.
What's that?
Oh, mix it in yogurt?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who said that?
No,
Christina.
Christina.
I
yeah.
I said,
Yeah,
I
put it in
love
there.
how I love how John says you can't have yogurt because yogurt is so gross and da 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 da. But then you can scoop avocado and eat it like that. It's the same texture.
Avocado is green
That's
and
weird.
yogurt is white, okay, so there.
Mhm. I do have a question though.
Sure.
The sauerkraut, the kimchi, is it
Mhm.
okay to cook it, like to heat it? I've heard that you shouldn't, but I don't want to eat that stuff cold.
No, no, you can cook it.
And
Yeah,
that one I
absolutely.
don't know about.
Yes, you can cook it.
Because you basically kill the good bacteria, I guess, that's in it when you cook
Well,
it. The
but anything-
probiotics.
Anything you cook, you don't want to overcook. But you can make it warm,
Right.
that's fine. Just like sauteing, you saute, you just want the crunch, okay?
Yeah.
So just don't overcook, but sauteing and stuff, that's fine.
Okay.
John,
else?
can I ask another question?
Sure.
What about like collard greens or Swiss chard or parsley or, cilantro? Like,
Okay, I'm just gonna answer that by saying, unless I missed it, I don't think it was on the list. So the answer is no.
no.
Well, parsley and cilantro are fresh herbs, so
Oh,
those
yeah.
are,
Right.
they're-
And
yeah.
cilantro too. Cilantro would be too. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
Okay.
that's good, as long as they're fresh.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Okay, so just a show of hands or say some, what are your thoughts about your idea of wanting to do it? I see Maureen,
Heather,
Maureen T.
Lori's kind of like,
Sorry, what'd you say?
Yeah, couldn't hear it.
Who's-
What did you say?
What do you think about doing it?
I'm gonna give it a try.
Yeah, try it.
good.
But when you get on it, stick with it, stay with it. Don't say, oh, 2 days and I'm gonna be honest with you, this morning, I told Patty this, this morning I got up and I thought, I think I want something different for breakfast. And I thought, I'm just gonna have a bowl of oatmeal. And then I said, what am I doing? This is what I'm doing. So don't go that way. So I cut up my onions and all my stuff and sauteed them and put them in. And I ate and I thought, I am so glad I ate this way. And all day today, I've thought, I really am glad I ate this way because I feel good. Okay. So you got to work your mind, get your mind away because we've been eating certain ways for so long. It's hard to make that change and say, this is what I'm going to do, whether it's the beef or the yogurt or the avocados or whatever. It's hard to say, this is the way I'm going because we're used to something different. But that's why there's so much poor health in our society because we've gotten to eat poorly, empty calories, eat wrong, etc. If you eat a good breakfast, nutrition dense breakfast in the morning, your day will go much better all day long. Okay. Okay. Do I have any other questions? I want to.
Kim's got her hand raised.
Kim.
Oh,
think-
sorry, that was just less. Yeah, I'll probably try it.
Oh, that was your hand raised for that. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Do I have anybody else?
I'm probably going to try it.
Okay.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it.
We're gonna do it.
Okay. So I'm going to put out another
Okay.
video or two between now and the 13th, just to remind you and go over some of this stuff. But you can feel free to reach out, do the Facebook thing. People will help each other. That's the other thing. If we're doing it together, it's a team. We're wearing the same uniform. Okay. And that's a healthy uniform. All right. So let's do that. And if somebody else that should be doing something, let us know. They can call or join us, whatever. Any other questions?
Fine.
If somebody said,
It's my
I will try, but it's
birthday.
my birthday. Oh, well, no party. You know what? The party is after you're done and you're feeling good, okay? So you'll have a lot more birthdays to celebrate. But you know what? You can eat like this and celebrate. I mean, we think that it's all about food to celebrate. It's not. Good food makes you healthy. Okay.
Even, so, eating out, I mean, you can go to a restaurant and get steak and steamed broccoli.
Mhm.
Okay, it's on the list, you know.
I went and got grass-fed filet and 2 orders of broccoli. I was really full when I left, so.
You know, or a side of mushrooms or something, so.
Yeah, well, I did. I am smothered in mushrooms.
There you go.
But I remember the waiter came and said, "How about dessert?" And I said, "Oh, I'm stuffed." And I know he looked at me like, you know, but no, don't need it. Okay. Is there any other questions before we do our drawing? Yes?
I just real quick, you brought up fermented cabbage, sauerkraut, kimchi. Is it okay to buy the packaged sauerkraut in a little plastic pouch? I mean, or you're talking about doing your own?
No, you can buy that. You can buy it.
We're not doing our own, Meryl.
Yeah, you can buy it. Just read the ingredients.
Okay,
Okay.
all
So,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Maureen, Terry, did you have a question? Did I see your hand go up?
I think she's just talking with her.
No, I was telling Ed about the sauerkraut.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, we're gonna do a drawing. Our first drawing is going to be $100 gift certificate for anything you want from the office. Again, we're gonna draw the names. I got everybody's name in here. You have to be still on to win. Patty will draw. And the winner is, and I do this because I like to have people come to our classes and learn and try and take care of themselves. The winner for the $100 is Alicia Connor. The next one is for $50.
Congrats.
I spoke existence into it. Tia.
And $50,
Tia Martha.
Georgiana.
Yay.
Georgiana still with us? Oh, there she is, waving.
You're waving, okay.
$25. Did I put it higher?
I know, really, I can barely get my wrist in there.
Lisa Baxter. Is Lisa still with
I
us?
think Lisa may have left.
Lisa, going. Sorry.
Try again.
Who wins because Lisa left?
It's your lucky day.
Heather LaRose. So we're gonna do one more 25. You can use them for services or product. And the other one is Tia.
Tia.
Yay, yay. All
Thank
right,
you.
right here.
Tia, I saw that look on your face when your sister won.
I couldn't help it.
Okay. I want to thank everybody for being here. I hope we get a good group of people to not try it, do it. Okay? You know that old saying, just do it. And I think you'll like doing it, you'll enjoy it, it'll be fun to just see the changes. But try to do the things we've mentioned. Take the pictures, do those things, call us with questions. You can't over ask questions, okay? Let us know what we can do. Taryn, Patty, myself, Liz not on, but Liz, we'll answer your questions. Okay? So, and whatever you need.
If anybody needs help with the QR code, or just, if you want me to just email the Facebook link to you, let us know when you call the office, talk to whoever. Because I didn't really explain the QR code. I don't know if everybody knows how that works. But if you didn't get to do that, just ask and we'll just email you the link to get to that Facebook page.
Can I just ask a quick one? Sorry.
Sure.
The beef and the salmon, are there so many days a week we should be having either of those, or?
You can have them every day.
Okay.
You can have them every day, you can have them for every meal. Doesn't matter. Okay?
But it should be at least once or twice a week for either of them, right?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Mhm. Okay, last but not least, please have a great weekend. Be safe if it's slippery out there. Take care of yourself, walking, driving, everything.
Yeah, you
I
too.
want you all to know we love you and there's nothing you can do about it. So just accept it. And God bless each and every one of you, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Thank
being here.
you.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Hi, Mama. Hi,
Thank
Nancy.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Night, everyone.
Good
Good
night.
night. Good night.
Am I the only one left?
No, wait, did I stop that recording? I'm trying to stop the
No,
recording.
yeah, you need to stop recording.
Sorry.